All right, what's going on, guys? Today is Tuesday, July 12th. We're going to be taking a look at the market, see what's going on, do a little bit of technical analysis, and see if we can predict which way the markets are going to be moving today. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, so right here we are go ahead and taking a look at the mini NASDAQ. Really what I do is I trade ETFs, I trade SQ and TQ, so we're going to be taking a look today to see if we can predict the stock movement for either of those two, whether or not it's going to be an SQ's day, meaning that the market is going to be going down, or TQ's day, meaning that the market is going to be going up. So when I say TQs, that's actually the equivalent of TQQQ, and SQs is SQQQ. All right, so what do we have going on? Well, we saw this really interesting double top right here. We had these lows down here, we came back up, we peaked just slightly above the SMA line, dropped back down. We didn't quite get oversold on the RSI, and we had this recovery back above the SMA, where we had another double top where we kind of saw this resistance hold, and then we dropped back down. So yesterday we actually fell back below the SMA line. I personally thought that we were going to continue on all the way back down to where we were at the lows of that double top, but it looks like we did find a little bit of a resistance or support right here. Pull it across. Looks like we hit and actually bounced back up, and we're about to actually retest the SMA line. Now, here's what I'm predicting. If we're going to actually end up breaking through the EMA line, we'll probably advance to the SMA line, where we'll probably either get rejected or we'll test it again. If we test it again and we break through, that's going to be signs of a bullish market where we're going to want to get in. So if we end up actually breaking through, I'm going to ride it all the way up till we see highs at this double top. And then I'm just going to be cautious because we are uncertain of direction from this point on. We might see where it retops, has a triple, and then declines, or we might see it where it breaks through. So right now I'm kind of in a holding pattern as far as my trades go. I don't want to get into any position size that's too heavy just because we're a little bit unsure whether or not we're going to test, and then if this resistance is going to hold, or if we're going to actually be able to break through. At the moment, we do have enough room on the RSI that it looks like we might actually be able to break through. Yesterday, or maybe this was 2 days ago, looks like we were a little bit on the overbought side. If we jump on into TQs, similar story being played here. We do have this decline, except for instead of actually testing the SMA, we're about to be testing the EMA. We didn't quite get oversold here, or sorry, overbought here, which is slightly interesting to see the kind of comparison between between the Nasdaq and TQs, which is a leveraged ETF. Then again, with SQs, it's going to be the inverse. So as the market drops, SQs is going to increase. So right now we're actually seeing this decline where we might end up actually testing the EMA here. It looks like we've already broken through the SMA, which is not great signs if you're holding any SQs positions. But once again, the market is it's doing some interesting things today. Um, we could see it hit the resistance and supports on either SQs or TQs and have this reversal to drop back down, or we could continue to see it break through here and on TQs potentially go all the way back up to the 180-day 4-hour SMA. But we'll continue to monitor. If we look at the 1 day, 1 minute, I believe we had a little bit of a gapper over the night. Let me zoom on out of here. Yes, we actually did. We had a pretty big gapper down, which is interesting because we've already recovered and have broken even on the day. If you look up here, we're actually at a 0% loss for the day. So gapper down, this gapper down was approximately 2.5%, which is a pretty big decline. So if you were playing pre-market, you might have actually been able to capture some of these gains, which would be great. We're still trading above the middle VWAP, which is a pretty good indicator for some positive momentum, but that doesn't mean that it's always going to hold true. So just watch your position size, be careful, but yeah, make it a great trading day. Anyways, I'll see y'all tomorrow in tomorrow's technical analysis.